Blessing leaned back in her chair, the campus buzzing with the usual law school energy outside her window. 2 days had already passed since she resumed, and she had attended orientation, collected her timetable, and even started organizing her notes. Yet, one thought kept coming back to her. Amolala hadn't come yet. Sat at her desk, her laptop open, notes scattered around her, but her mind was elsewhere. She knew she had to remind Amolala resumption was only 2 days away. She picked up her phone and dialed. "Hello, Amolala." Blessing greeted warmly. "Hi, Blessing. How are you?" "I'm good," Blessing said, smiling. "Listen, I wanted to call you because you haven't resumed yet, and I thought I should give you a proper update. I've already started, and I can tell you exactly what you'll need when you come for registration, so you don't stress yourself." Amolala listened carefully, jotting notes on her pad. "First, make sure you have your admission letter and proof of payment of school fees. You have done that, right?" "Yes, the payment is done," Amolala confirmed. "Blessing, I'm just worried about what exactly I need to bring. There's so much, I don't want to forget anything." Blessing smiled. "Don't worry. Let me help you. Here's a proper checklist of what you should bring. Here is the consolidated list of documents and requirements for the Nigerian Law School registration 2025-2026 session. Essential registration documents. You will need to present the originals and at least two photocopies of each of the following. 1. Admission slip. Your full admission letter printed from the NLS portal. Posting slip. The document showing your specific campus assignment, for example, Abuja, Lagos, etc. Valid ID. Any of the following: University ID card, National ID, NIN, International passport or driver's license. 2. Academic and payment proofs. LLB certificate statement of result. Your law degree certificate from an accredited university. Law school e-receipt. Evidence of payment of school fees. This is the receipt generated after converting your remitter bank teller. Online registration data form. The completed form printed from the law school portal. 3. Medical and character forms. Medical report. A completed medical form from a government hospital, including X-rays and required test results. Accommodation is not assigned without this. Passport photographs. At least 8 to 12 recent colored passport photographs taken in regulation wear. White shirt, black tie suit on a white background. Statutory declaration birth certificate. Your official proof of age. Also, remember to pack your personal essentials clothes, toiletries, provisions and anything you'll need for the few first weeks, before we can begin to go to the market to get more necessary items. If you bring everything in advance, your first few weeks will be smooth and less stressful." Amolala laughed softly. "Thanks, Blessing. I feel better now that I have a proper list. I'll start gathering everything immediately." "Good," Blessing replied. "Soonest, you'll be stepping into law school officially. Exciting, right? Just take it step by step. You'll be fine." As the call ended, Blessing felt a warm sense of satisfaction. Helping Amolala prepare wasn't just about giving reminders. It was about easing a friend into one of the most important chapters of her life. Law school was challenging, yes, but with preparation and support, Amolala would surely find her things easier. As Amolala and Blessing stepped out of the registration hall, the afternoon breeze carried a sense of relief. The hardest part of the day was over, or so it seemed. Blessing opened her handbag and brought out a neatly folded set of papers. "Now," she said, smiling, "the real survival tools." Amolala looked curious. "What's that?" "Our timetable and important documents for resumption. If you don't plan early in law school will plan for you, Blessing said playfully. They found a quiet bench under a tree. Blessing spread the papers between them. This is the weekly lecture timetable, she explained. Amolala leaned closer. Lectures start by 9 a.m. sharp and end by 1 p.m. every weekday. Then from 2 o'clock to 4 p.m., we have group work. We will move to the hostel after this to refresh. After which we need to go to lecture theatre or classroom to study what was taught that day. Amolala nodded slowly. So basically the whole day is booked. Blessing laughed. Exactly. And attendance is serious. It is compulsory to sign in and sign out every lecture day. And if one do not meet the required percentage, the person may not sit for exams. She pointed to another document. This one outlines the externship period. We do this outside law school. It is the period when we go to courts and law firms. That's where you see real practice. Omolola's eyes lit up. I've been looking forward to that. And here, Blessing continued, are the rules on law dinners. They're formal, compulsory, and part of your call to bar requirement. Amolala raised her brows. Dinners? Like, real dinners? Yes, Blessing smiled. Formal dinners where you learn etiquette, discipline, and professional culture. You must attend them. Amolala exhaled deeply. This is more intense than I imagined. Law school observed 3 dining term and they are all compulsory. That's law school, Blessing replied gently. It shapes you. They sat quietly for a moment, watching other students move about with files and suitcases. Then Blessing folded the papers and handed Amolala a copy. Keep these safe. They'll guide your entire year. Amolala held the documents carefully, as if they were a map to her future. Thank you, Blessing. I feel less lost now. Blessing stood up. Good, because from now on, we move smart, read hard, and stay focused. Amolala smiled, confidence growing inside her. The journey had begun, not just to pass exams, but to become a true legal practitioner. And thankfully, she didn't have to walk it alone. Thank God she will navigate the law school Blessing and Lola by her side. Blessing's summarized orientation showed the timetable to Amolala. Weekly, lecture schedule. 9 a.m. to 1:30 to 1:45 p.m. Main lecture. Topic delivery. In between break. 1 a.m. 12 p.m. Group work and tasks. Monday, criminal litigation. Tuesday, property law practice. Wednesday, corporate law. Thursday, civil litigation. Friday, professional ethics and skills. Mandatory rules. 1. Attendance. 75% lecture attendance is mandatory to write exams. 2. Dinners. All 3 law dinners body of benchers must be attended to be called to the bar. 3. Dress code. Strictly black and white regulation wear every day on campus. 4. Punctuality. Lectures start at 9 a.m. sharp. Late entry is often prohibited. Blessing gently summarized orientation day lecture for Amolala 1 afternoon. They told us many things today, Blessing began. But these are the ones you must never forget. Amolala listened closely. 1. Discipline is non-negotiable. Law school runs on strict rules. Late coming, absenteeism, or misconduct can affect your eligibility for exams and even call to bar. 2. Attendance matters. At least 75% attendance is required. Missing classes without valid reasons can cost a student an entire year. 3. Professional ethics. A lawyer's character is as important as knowledge. Dishonesty, plagiarism, or unruly behavior can disqualify a student from being called to the bar. 4. Dress code and conduct. Regulation wear is mandatory. Students must always appear neat, modest, and professional. 5. Continuous assessment. Tests, drafting exercises, and presentations all count. It's not only final exams that matter. 6. Respect for the profession. Students were reminded that they are already seen as lawyers in training. Their behavior on and off campus reflects on the legal profession. 6. There must not be fight between one student and the other. Blessing smiled lightly. One lecturer said something powerful and important. Law school does not just teach law. It trains character. Amolala nodded thoughtfully. I understand now, she said softly. It's not only about passing. It's about becoming worthy of the wig and gown. Blessing looked at her approvingly. Exactly. If you remember that, you'll do well. As they entered the hostel, Amolala felt calmer. The fear she arrived with had turned into purpose. The road ahead looked demanding, but also meaningful. The orientation talk downloaded from Blessing to her does not just welcomed her. It had awakened her. More tedious work would begin from tomorrow.